And hey, everybody, this is Ralphann, and I am here live with Michelle Ellis of McEllis Brides. I was so excited because I feel like I know Michelle because we've known each other for years now. But COVID kind of I've had this group for 9 years. I don't know if everybody even knows that, but I have had this group for 9 years. It has organically grown to over 1,700 members. And the past couple months is the first time I've gone live in my own group since I had it. So that is the silver lining of COVID because I was like, people need to meet our wedding pros up close and personal.
Right.
I don't allow ads. Well, I do now, but it's a paid membership. And I thought, this is kind of crazy. I'm like, I've got all these members. Like I told you the other day, brides literally join this group every day. I have anywhere from 2 to 10 brides join every day,
Awesome.
every day. So I said, I'm going to bring some people on and let clients and other pros know more about what you do. I've always said like your work as a custom gown provider slash designer is so unique. And I'm like, Michelle, you need to go behind the scenes and give us a video and
Yeah.
show us what all I have been fascinated since day one. So
Yeah.
you can tell everybody else because I'm like one of your biggest fans, but you can tell everybody else more about your business and how it came about and a little bit more about it.
So yes, my name is Michelle Ellis. Again, I'm the owner of McEllis Brides Design Studio in Hampton, Virginia, and we make custom gowns. I help my brides design their dream dress. Most brides bring me a picture of what they like, or really probably about 5 pictures of what they like. And from those pictures, I just kind of help them narrow down the aspects that they absolutely love in the gown and have it made to their measurements.
See, awesome. I have just always been so intrigued. And for those of you that don't know, Michelle and I have shared a space, not once, but twice over the
Quite.
past probably like at least 7 or 8 years.
Yes.
I was telling somebody earlier, I said we were at Event Central first, and then we moved over to Beyond Beauty Studio across the street from where I am now. I said, now she owns like this giant plaza and and I used to help some of your clients come in there and they'd come in there, like you said, with all the pictures. I'm like, I don't know if she, takes all these images, inspiration photos. And I know one time you had said, I think I'm going to have to start narrowing it down to like
Yeah.
2 or 3. So have you streamlined it or do people still come in there with like pictures from everything and everybody?
I don't care what I say, they're going to bring a minimum of 5 pictures. I do still have my brides that bring 10, and I'm just like, okay, let's narrow it down to 5. Then I narrow it down to 3. But I say, if you have more than 3 looks, I mean, your gal's gonna be all over the place. But it whatever, don't, no matter what I say, they're gonna bring as many pictures as possible. But it's okay because I that's what I'm here for. I just help them narrow it down and say, this is what I absolutely love, this is what I absolutely hate, and then we make your dream dress from that.
See, I love it. I actually came in contact with another custom gown creator just very recent. And so, I always see myself comparing. I was like, oh, well, Michelle could probably do that. Michelle could probably do that. But it's just such a unique service because I still believe that a lot of brides don't realize that this is an option, that they can actually have their gown customized where, alterations are not as much of an issue because that's part of the package. If it's customized for you, you don't have to worry about buying, a size 16 dress and you're a size 10.
Right. So that is one of my biggest selling points. I would say most of my clients are they're on completely opposite ends of the spectrum, but they're either really petite brides or they're plus size brides. And one, just because if you're really petite, there's usually not a gown for you to try on in store. If you're
Right.
plus size, there's probably a gown for you to try on, but not the one that you actually want. Um, so, and then you have to buy bigger or smaller depending on how your body is shaped, then spend hundreds of dollars in alterations. Which it just, in the grand scheme of things, I tell people, if you can do custom do it because whatever your cost of your gown is, plan to spend an additional at least $500 in alterations
Right.
to make it fit.
Wow.
Um, I've also started doing alterations on other gowns other than my own, which is it's been something else. Got into a lot of redesigns this year. I just had a bride pickup. Had to just she loved the shape, she loved the silhouette, but it just wasn't everything she wanted. So she was just like, "What can you do?" I think they think I'm sitting here with a wand and like just wave it over the dresses. They're like, "Oh my god, I just love this!" But no, it's a lot of work. It's not what I intended on doing, but it's 2020, so we had to shake it up.
Yes, pivot. That's what so our last guest, the venue owners actually they go around the world doing concerts, orchestras and whatnot, and they just put on all these planned concerts, but
Wow.
they have a beautiful venue, and they were like, yeah, so we thought, since we can't plan concerts right now, that we would open it up for small weddings. And I'm like, yes, that has been the theme for most wedding pros, is like, learn to pivot.
Yeah.
And we thought it was funny because I'm like, yes, I said, I've had this group for 9 years and I just started going live in it like a couple months ago. Like literally like, maybe I should go live in my group.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that has been, if nothing else, in 2020, I think that we have found a way to pivot, which, isn't the worst thing. I mean, it's a silver lining. I mean, I'm sure you may have thought that part of your life was, you know, at
Yes.
an end at some point, like, oh yeah, I'm not really going to do the alterations. But
Right.
I think that meeting brides where they are, I mean, I think that's just says a lot, and it kind of probably brought some extra skills out of you that either you had tucked away or didn't know you had.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. It has stretched me and pulled me in, I mean, 20 different directions. And honestly, I am grateful for it because some stuff I was just like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And you know me, Ralphann. I was like, well, I'm gonna at least try. I'm gonna just try. And when I did, I was like, huh. I was like, I wonder what else I could do.
I
So
love
yeah,
it. I love
been
it.
making
And
masks,
you
everything now.
I know. And then I think you learn more about yourself in situations like this. Like when I was young, and a lot of people know that I may have told you this, but it's just funny. But when I was young, a lot of people would say, oh my God, you remind me so much of Oprah. You're like Oprah. You're like young Oprah. And I would be like, I'm not, I don't look even like Oprah. I'm nothing like Oprah. And when I started this broadcast, I was like, oh my God, Oprah. I'm Oprah, y'all. I get to be Oprah. I'm living like my inner Oprah. And it's so funny because I have always been a kind of, behind the scenes, extroverted introvert in a way.
Yeah.
But, and I would not go live. For one, I don't like putting makeup on, like talking about it. I did find a quick way to put on eyelashes. So that's cool. So everybody needs to know I got a quick way to put on eyelashes. But
Tutorial, please.
I know I have a quick way to do lashes, but what happened was me going live once a week, which I know for online branding is necessary.
Yeah.
For me to do it for myself was not enough incentive. But every week, because I have you all scheduled, that was like the push that I needed. Because I took myself kind of out of the equation, and I'm like, but I have this person coming on. It's like, oh, Michelle's coming on. So it's kind of a push. So it helped me because I know that, obviously I need to go live. I need to be showing my face as well as everybody else. And this was, it was just a great incentive.
Yeah.
And great way for you all to kind of meet. Like I said, we don't get a whole lot of people watching during the broadcast, but it's anywhere from 200 to 300 people that are catching it whenever they're catching it. So I'm thinking tonight at midnight when I'm asleep.
Yep.
They're scrolling through and like, oh, I didn't know that about custom gowns. She does alterations. So, just choose your battles because I don't know what kind of calls you're going to get down in regards to alteration. So how do you feel? So do you have a limit for yourself or do you have your filter or?
I do. I have a limit for myself. However, just today, I got me a brand new fancy sewing machine that's going to help me sew quicker because I mean, I don't know. I guess just because brides maybe already had their dresses. I'm not sure. I've never gotten this many alterations inquiries. And it could be because too, over the years, I'll do a few here and there. So a lot of them are just like, hey, you did such and such dress, and I want to see if you could do mine. So maybe now it's just starting to, have that ripple effect, and people are,
Right.
hearing that, hey, she actually does do alterations. Because before it was a huge secret because I don't like doing it. And I've redesigned other dresses, but I think I just get so nervous, especially when it's a mom's dress that they want me to
Right.
redesign or take something from the mom's dress. And I'm like, if I mess it up, I can't replace it. Um, but I've gotten much more comfortable with it now. I also have a backup now just in case I get too overwhelmed. I have two backups now actually that'll come in and help me sew. So it's something that is not up on the website yet, but it will be soon. So y'all flood me with alteration and redesign requests. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I think it's exciting
It
because
is.
because that is like a whole, that's like a whole nother group of redesign. It
Yeah.
could be like, people like me that used to shop a lot of vintage gowns back in the day. I
Mhm.
just have all these little extra things about me that a lot of people probably, like, what? I used to collect vintage wedding gowns just for kicks and giggles. And so finally I'm like, there's no space for this. What are you doing? And I end up getting rid of all of them. But, the thought is, yeah, you could actually, you know, if that was someone's hobby or if they came across something, my gown that I wore for my wedding was actually
Mhm.
a recreate. My mom actually took things that I had gotten and recreated a look for me. And so that is actually it's near and dear. It was a vintage silk beaded top and she made a skirting for it. And
Wow.
I think is awesome because it has some history.
It does.
Um, it definitely has history. My top that I wore was from the 1960s.
I did a dress for a bride, and this was a couple of years ago, but it was so special to her and me. It was her grandma's dress. No, I think it was her great grandma's dress, and it was just a blue dress. She was like, back then, if you didn't have a lot of money, you just put on whatever the nicest dress that you had. And she was like, this
Mhm.
was the nicest dress that she had, and it fit her somewhat. It still somewhat fit her, and she was just like, I just want to add some lace. And we had to, of course, let it out and add some different elements to make it fit. And I mean, I, she was just over the top. And I think too, both her mom and her grandma had both passed. So it was just really important to her to have, that gown there at her big day. It was like having them there for her.
Wow.
So that was really, it was just so sweet. So after that one, I kind of opened up to a lot of other different things because I saw I saw how it made her feel. I saw how it made me feel. I'm working with a girl now where she wanted to wear her mom's dress, but it just really wasn't working out. So I just took the lace. She just went and bought a plain dress from David's Bridal. It was like $200, and
Right.
I took the lace from her mom's dress and put it on hers. And when I tell you, the gown is like the bomb. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. So,
I
and then
just
she
I
has
love it. I love it.
it's really fun. It's
I
actually
mean,
really
I love it. It's like a whole nother element to custom,
yeah.
but like I said, because I was like, had a custom dress myself, I hadn't even really put two and two together, but I just know that when I, got the top, I'm like, oh, this would make a great dress or wedding dress. And I'm like, it just needs the proper skirting. So I got my mom to do like the Cinderella style skirting and had the gloves and
That's so sweet.
put the whole thing together. I have to show you pictures of it one day. I mean, it's not,
Yes.
anything real fancy, but I think that's part of the benefits too of custom is because you meet them where they are. It's like, I like this, but it needs or more or less of this or that. And to
Hmm.
me, that's what makes it, I think that's what makes it so special. I mean, that's what makes it customized.
Definitely. Definitely.
I know nobody else would have my dress. No,
Right. And that's
who could come up with a silk beaded top out of Manhattan thrift store
right.
and then the mom making a skirting for? I mean, that's nobody's gonna have that.
But that's what we all want. Like as brides, as women, we all say, "Hey, I want a unique, one of a kind dress that nobody else has." only, I mean, there's not that many options. Like I have literally had family members come in here and, you know, the sister has the same dress or had the same dress and they just happen to fall in love with the same dress, you know, at different times. It could be even years difference and they'll still have the same dress. And I'm just like,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah. I love it. I Oh, look, we're at our 15 minutes of fame.
Yes.
We're actually at 15 minutes. I told you the other day, I said my 15 minutes of fame is turning into 20 and 25. So I'm trying to be, to keep
On
people
time.
right. Yes, I'm trying to stay on top of that because I am chatty patty. So, but yes, but tell everybody again, like how they can find you on Instagram. We're going to post pictures. So if you send me photos, I'll have a link to your website or Facebook page and Instagram and whatever, so
Yes.
that way people can follow up, at their leisure. But you can tell everybody, again, like what's the best way to find you everywhere.
So the best way to get in touch with me is through my website, McEllisBrides.com. But yes, I'm everywhere. I'm on Facebook. You just type in McEllis Brides, I'll pop up. Instagram, McEllis Brides. YouTube, type in McEllis Brides Design Studio, and you'll find all of my wedding day tips, tricks, and hacks videos. And we're on Pinterest too. Just McEllis Brides, and you'll see our little pins pop up.
Oh, I love that. Yes. And I'm going to stay tuned for I need a lesson. And I'm starting to pick up on Pinterest a little bit more. I said, but I'm definitely going to need a lesson. Yes. Michelle Ellis, jack of all trades, actually designed my logo that's up there right now. She designed the Beyond Beauty Bridal Association logo like I don't know how many years ago. I
I
still like,
forgot.
oh, Michelle's logo. That is, and it's funny because it's actually on your side of the screen, not mine, which
Yeah,
is
I see it.
very ironic. But yes, this is the designer. So she is super talented, everybody, and she knows I just love and adore. her, So I cannot brag
Thank you.
enough. So I tried to keep it like, okay, just keep it, just calm down, Ralphann. Do not get carried away. I know it's Michelle and you're gonna go on talking, talking, talking. Do not get carried away.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I just love you, Ralph, and I love your whole family. Y'all are just, you're just a part of the McEllis Bride story. So you'll always just be in the story, no matter what. So you're family.
Oh, thank you. I love it. Yes, I feel the same. Extended family. And we have trust me, we're a whole nother broadcast on the history and the making of.
Yes.
We'll have to create like a whole nother like behind the scenes, where are they now type of situation. But I love it. But I'll let you get back to your busy day and
Thank
you know,
you.
your family. I know they are somewhere probably near and dear and close.
Oh yeah.
I do. They're so cute. I love them all. But yes, you get back to your busy day and thank you again for taking time out
Thank
to
you.
chat with everybody. Yes, brides, if you didn't know this was a thing, custom gown is a thing. And I love the recreation concept. Like I said, that's right up my alley. I love it.
Thanks so much, Ralphann.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be in touch soon.
All right.